Hey everyone, welcome back to another IntoBridge challenge. So here we have a pile of garbage. And in fact, it's such a bad pile of garbage that we don't even have enough to make a negative double because we really don't want to encourage partner to bid on. And so we're just going to go ahead and pass. And then the question is, do we lead our suit or do we lead partner's suit? Because we have this diamond entry, I'm strangely tempted to lead our suit. And in fact, because leading our suit rates to be I'm kind of betting on partner having an honor, right, and being able to get in with my diamond entry. So rather than leading the queen, which might wind up blocking the suit or creating issues, I'm going to make a very strange lead of a low spade. I'm going to choose. I'd like to lead the 3, but I'm worried that Leah might misinterpret that, so I'm going to choose the 7 of spades. And hopefully catch partner with ace king, or ace or king. It doesn't look like I caught partner with either, and it looks like dummy has this long club suit, so perhaps a heart lead would have been better today. But I think it's pretty reasonable to root for partner to have one of the ace or king of spades. And we can't be expecting them to have long-running clubs in the dummy. That's kind of insane. So I feel okay about the spade lead. And let's see. So they've pitched an awful lot of diamonds, but they also pitched a spade. So all right. Now I wish I was counting. I think I'm okay to do that, though. Really? Did partner just squeeze me? No. Okay. I just had winners. All right. Very well. So I would have done better today to have led a heart, I suppose, because partner could have won the ace king of hearts and cleared hearts, and that would have held declarer to 9 because they would have gotten 2 spades, a heart, and 6 clubs. But that's pretty outlandish, quite honestly. I think it's far more likely that partner has just a spade card, and that you're beating the hand because you have a diamond entry. So I'm at ease with my lead, even if I'm not getting many match points for my draw. So dummy has made a sort of strange. They had a rebid problem, I suppose, but rebidding 2 clubs on ace fifth feels kind of ugly. Anyway, let's see. So what is going on here? Declarer bid hearts and not spades, but they could still have 4 spades, I suppose. All right, that's interesting. So declarer would not have I don't think declarer would have let me on lead if a heart through was going to be catastrophic for them. So it feels like they have the king queen of hearts. Feels like maybe partner has queen jack of spades or something, considering that they won the queen of spades when the spade was ducked around them. So maybe partner has queen jack of spades and 10 fifth of queen jack tight of spades, 10 fifth of hearts, or 10 fourth even, whatever. So I think we just want to drive clubs because that's going to be our best shot at. Yeah, okay. So now we'll keep driving clubs, and very well. Interesting. So I see. So the declarer was just double dummying it. Very well. Doesn't matter because we built that last club trick to be good. So declarer has the rest, but we beat them. Very good. All right. We'll take it. So this is a pretty good 17, right? We have a good 5-card suit, but the king queen jack of hearts maybe is a slight downgrade. And I like to upgrade into a no trump, but I don't like to upgrade out of it as much. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this one now, keeping in mind that this is like a supermax, right? So partners make a natural three diamond bid, which is interesting because if partner is interested in slam, certainly we have an amazing hand for them, right? We don't have four card diamond support, but we have everything else under the sun. Really, the big question is partner's major hearts or is it spades, right? If partner's major is spades, now our hand is a little less good because our hearts might be wasted. But if partner's major is hearts, our hand is outstanding, right? Okay. Well, that's not helpful. All right, so 0 to 3 clubs, choice of slams. So we still don't know what major partner has, which makes it awfully hard to choose a slam. We could choose clubs, I suppose, but partners, so oh, God, this is annoying. Because if partner has spades, we'd like to be able to rough spades in our hand, maybe. If partner has hearts, we'd like to rough clubs in the dummy. But counterbalancing all of that is the fact that it's match points, and it's stupid to play in diamonds when you can also make 6 down. But I think that there's enough reasons to at least suggest 6 diamonds. The small doubleton spade, the clubs that would be better to be roughed out, that hopefully this will be okay. All right, so let's I guess first think about 6 no for a second here. If diamonds come in, we would have had 5 diamond tricks, 2 clubs, 3 hearts. That's 10, and 2 spades. So it looks like we might have been better off in 6 no if only there were some bids between 3 hearts and 5 no trump. Partner might have been able to help us here. But if diamonds don't split, then now 6 no is in some trouble, and we have some play. So it seems like the most straightforward thing, at least if they didn't lead a spade, would have been to just play ace king and rough a spade, right? But the spade lead is pretty suspicious and has me wondering whether we should actually do that. So the alternative is that we might be able to set up clubs, sort of reversing the dummy. So if we play a club to the ace and rough a club, and a heart to the king and rough a club, oh, I guess we can, as if diamond, yeah, okay. So I think I'm actually going to give up on roughing a spade and play for the dummy, well, it's not even really a dummy reversal, it's just setting up my clubs, right? So we're going to do that. And at this point, we can afford to cash some trumps, so we'll do that. All right, let's see. I guess we'll play queen. Aha! Hello. So, diamonds did not split. That's great news for us, assuming that we make this now, because it means that 6 no was was not making, right? Because they would now they don't have 5 diamond tricks, they only have 4. So now we have to be a little bit careful. So it seems like West has a stiff or doubleton spade. They have 4 diamonds. So we can afford to give up trump control, right? I think so. So we can play a heart to our hand and another little club, right? And if assuming that holds up, then now our clubs will be good, and now we can draw trumps, leave 1 trump outstanding, but they can't do any harm to us. That's kind of nice. So even though they have another trump, now we have they can rough this if they want, but we would be able to win whatever they return and be in control. So as it is, we are in good shape. And I guess our caution paid off. So we were right not to try to rough a spade, to play carefully, to try to establish our clubs, and we're rewarded when diamonds didn't split. And that gave us enough time to set up our clubs to pitch the spades and to sort of get around Trump's not splitting. So that's actually a very cool hand. I'm glad that came up. And again with the clubs. Okay. So yet again, partner is fishing for other non-3-no things, but this time, excuse me, this time they have 4 spades. We know because they wouldn't have done this why else would they bid Stayman? So they have 4 spades and they have clubs. And so this time, even though we have a club fit, they're a passed hand. So we're only thinking about what's the best game here. And we have a lot of stuff in the red suits. And importantly, it's all slow stuff, meaning that if we're considering maybe playing 5 clubs, we'd want to have aces rather than kings, because kings, we still might have losers in those suits, which means that there's a lot more work to do to make 5 clubs. Whereas here we have what looks to be at least a stopper and a half in each of the red suits. So that's good enough for me just to shoot out 3 now. I don't really care that we have a club fit. When game is the limit, certainly I just want to play 3-0. If partner wasn't a passed hand, I might have tried something like 3 diamonds, just trying to sort of say, hey, I at least have a good hand. I don't want to just say go away entirely. But anyway, so here we are in 3-0. The 6 of diamond lead means that, assuming it's 4th best, standard rule of 11 stuff, righty has 2 diamonds higher than the 6. So let's find out what one of them is. One of them is the ace. Okay. And that's interesting. So maybe diamonds are 6-2, otherwise they're 4-4, right? Because if East had 2 diamonds left, they would return their higher one, in theory. At least, certainly if East was a human, they would. And I think Leah does this too. So there's really no evidence to suggest anything, to suggest that the diamond queen is offside, other than maybe West would have, from 10-9, 4th, they probably would have led the 10 rather than low. So I'm expecting the queen of diamonds to be offside. The only question is there any reason for me not to take the diamond fitness? Let's see. I suppose that, well, there's not really any reason, and it might actually be helpful for me to know whether diamonds are 4-4 or 6-2, because that is going to change what my plan is, right? If diamonds are 6-2, then I'm going to need to probably I'm going to need some very good things to happen, right? And the fact that both opponents are passed, right, means that I'm going to need a lot. I'll have information, but I'm going to need a lot of miracles, right? I need righty to have the ace of hearts and the king of spades, probably potentially. So if diamonds are 6-2, it's going to be useful for me to know about that so that at least I can plan for it. If diamonds are 4-4, then I'm not going to be taking the rest anyway, so it can't hurt to finesse. All right, except maybe when they shift to spades, but that's informative for me. So the 9 of spades, they're not going to shift to spades with looking at the jack. They might shift to spades looking at the king, but it's unlikely. So what's actually going on here, it seems like, is kind of the worst case scenario for me, and perhaps why I shouldn't have ducked the diamond. I didn't even think about the off chance that exactly this is the layout. But Uh, so if East has King, Jack, 8 of spades, and then West must have the Ace of Hearts, and that's very bad because now that means that uh, West can win the Ace of Hearts and put another spade through, and that's going to defeat me. But so we need to hope that West has the 9-8 of spades, which means we should cover this. Um, and if we're hoping that West has the 9-8 of spades, you could almost argue that we should just play another spade right now. But let's see. So East has the Ace of Spades, the King Jack, or sorry, the Ace of Diamonds, the King Jack of Spades. So they could have they don't have the Ace of Hearts, but they could have the Jack of Hearts. And West has the Queen of Diamonds and the Ace of Hearts, and we don't know where the Jack of Hearts is. So we don't have much information there. I suppose. Let's see. I suppose that West might just win the Ace of Hearts and put a spade through if that's the layout. So, all right, we're going to try a heart and see what happens. Yeah. So it looks like, as I feared. Oh, never mind. Never mind. So the eight of spades was in fact onside, and so this defense was rather peculiar because they could have just continued diamonds and maybe beaten me, right? They could have continued diamonds, and then they would get 3 diamond tricks, the King of Spades and the Ace of Hearts, unless I'm able to. I guess because it was Jack third of Hearts, I can still do it, but it feels strange for them to have defended this way. But all's well that ends well, I suppose. My analysis there was a little wrong, I think, because I didn't think about the risk of a spade back, given my spade spots were good, and it was a very specific holding that it would have been dangerous on. Maybe I'm still supposed to play the Jack of Diamonds, but I think there was something. I think I was a little off. Anyway, so partners bid Kokish, so they have a big opener and they have both majors, and so we have a big heart fit. We have a side ace, the Queen of Trumps, and a singleton. So we're definitely driving to slam. The only question is, do we want to do a little, or well, okay, we're maybe not definitely driving to slam. There's a world where maybe we don't have any diamond control, and that's a problem. But that would be pretty unlucky. So the question is, do we want to do anything other than just drive to slam? But here it looks like Leah actually plays flags, which is cool. So I guess this is actually something worth sort of adding to your arsenal as well, in case it comes up in the future. So flags are normally come up when our side has shown both majors, and we're in a game force, and we're at 3 spades or 3-no, and we haven't had a chance to sort of set a fit. So it doesn't come up that often, but that sort of set of criteria. I also throw in when we're not in a game force, but 3 of a major would be not forcing. So that covers. So those are auctions like when partner bids Michaels, or shows both majors over 1-no trump, and they compete. Now it's sometimes helpful to have 4 clubs and 4 diamonds as flag bids, but more often it's sort of in these slam auctions where we don't really have room, right? Here, if partner bid 3 hearts, we could have bid 3 spades to say, hey, we prefer spades, and we could have, or Q bid to say we prefer hearts. Here we don't actually have room. So if we had hearts and a slam try, we're kind of stuck, right? And if we had spades in a slam try, we're also kind of stuck. So the way that we solve that is we say that when we have both majors like this, those are the only suits that are in the picture. So we say that 4 clubs and 4 diamonds are basically their flags. 4 clubs says, hey, I like hearts. 4 diamonds says, hey, I like spades. Whereas 4 hearts and 4 spades are just like basic preferences that don't show any slam interest. So 4 clubs and 4 diamonds are slamish with the respective majors. So here we get to bid 4 clubs to say, hey, I have a good hand for hearts, and partner beat us to bidding key card. So that's good. And we'll show our 1 key card. And yes, so partner bids. So we have enough key cards for slam, and let's say 5 no trump is not referenced. 6 hearts does not have the heart queen. I see. So interesting. So Leah doesn't know what 5 no trump is, which is concerning because 5 no trump is what my bid is. Right? Because if 6 hearts says I don't have the queen of trump, then 5 no trump should say I have the queen of trump, but I don't have anything else to tell you. I'm just a little worried about bidding it in case Leah passes or does something weird. But because it's the right bid, I'm going to do it anyway. And if Leah passes, then I can have a little bug report. In any case, probably I'll report this hand to them afterwards anyway, because 5 no trump should show the queen of trump, but nothing else to say. And partner is signing off anyway, so we shall respect that and go over and play our slam. All right. So this looks like quite reasonable. We can ruff 2 spades in the dummy, and this club lead is interesting because it means that we maybe have some finagling to do in the club suit, right? If we play low and it goes 10, we might be able to take a roughing club finesse and pitch our diamond loser. The only thing is that we may not, if we are roughing spades and drawing trumps and whatever else, we may not have entries back to enjoy that. So let's get started with this first and see, because maybe it would have been a moot point anyway, as it is here, it looks like. But it's not actually clear that it's a moot point yet. So let's think about this for a second. So if we win the 9 of clubs, we can draw some trumps, and if trumps are 2-2, then it's no problem. If trumps are 3-1, then we maybe have a little bit of a problem because we'd like to be able to take 2 roughs in the dummy and enjoy our club pitch. It seems like clubs are splitting, though, because, or at least clubs aren't horrible, because unless East is the one who's led from club length, maybe East led away from queen whatevereth of clubs, or West has the queen of clubs and ducked because putting up the queen of clubs is kind of hopeless here. So we'd like to win the king of clubs and avoid blocking the club suit, but we don't know who has the queen of clubs. And because trumps might still be 2-2, I think we just want to sort of play it safe and win the 9. So now the question is, do we play ace of spades, rough a spade, heart to hand, rough a spade now? Or do we try to draw trumps first? So it can't hurt to draw at least 1 round of trumps. So let's go ahead and do that and see what we learn. Okay, so we learned nothing special. So we'll go ahead and get started with ace of spades and rough a spade, and then we can decide from there. So at this point, we can play another trump, unblock the king of clubs. Well, another trump. If trumps split, we claim. If they don't split, we can unblock the king of clubs and take our spade rough and play the ace of clubs and try to pitch. So we'll do that. So trumps did not split. And the fact that they pitched a club is leading me to believe that clubs are in fact not splitting. Maybe we should have, in fact, won the king of clubs at trick 1 and tried to take a late club finesse or something, but that would have been a little too rich for me. So, yep. And indeed, that would have been the winner today. But I will make my slam and go home. Because I think that while it is likely that they led away from the queen ten of clubs when West plays low at trick one, you don't know that because West might have had the queen, right? And if that was the case, right, imagine you just put the queen of clubs in the West hand and changed nothing else. Then when you go take a club finesse in the ending, you wind up going down in a contract that you were, just ice cold for. Um, so at match points, it's interesting, or at least it's a more interesting consideration. But the fact that we were still going to be okay when Trump split, or when the hand with three trumps also had at least three clubs, that combination leads me to believe that winning the nine of clubs at trick one is the right play. So anyway, this was a very interesting set. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks.